Breaking down the national debt. Every year, the United States government spends money on programs and services, like Social Security and healthcare, while receiving revenue through methods like federal income taxes. When the nation spends more than it brings in, that creates a deficit. To pay for this deficit, the federal government borrows money by issuing treasury bonds, bills, and notes. It's similar to having a credit card or a mortgage.
But just like a household that occasionally has to dip into its savings, we get nervous if chronically, year after year after year, we just seem to be spending more than we're taking in. And most of the last 50 years, the U.S. government has chronically spent more money than it takes in taxes.
The national debt is the total amount of money the government has borrowed since the nation's inception, helping fund wars in times of economic stress. This year, the national debt hit over $36.6 trillion.
Two major events have led to sort of big jumps in the debt. The first was the global financial crisis. The second was COVID.
So where's the money going?
Almost all of our government spending is essentially going to healthcare, that's Medicare and Medicaid, Social Security, interest on the debt. Following that is the Pentagon.
Today, the U.S. is spending $870 billion a year on interest alone.
That's becoming a huge burden.
The nation's aging population is also putting a strain on programs like Social Security and healthcare. Experts say, in theory, the government can balance its books by raising taxes or substantially cutting spending. Experts suggest doing a bit of both. Bringing in more revenue could look like letting tax cuts expire.
It's just not simply sustainable to sort of fund our government with the level of taxes we have. That's not on the average person, but particularly some of the tax cuts to the top earners.
Or cutting spending on major programs like Social Security.
We're probably going to have to tweak that program. That involves raising the retirement age, reducing some benefits, or maybe actually just increasing how much people pay and their employers pay in.
President Trump's tax and spending bill contains around $4.5 trillion in tax cuts. Experts say the plan will add $3 trillion to deficits over 10 years, or about $300 billion a year.
The bill is deeply unpopular, both among the public and among economists.
If the U.S. finds a solution for the $36 trillion debt, it would take several years to pay it down. And if the debt continues to rise, experts say it will impact taxpayers by limiting funding to support retirement programs, healthcare programs, research, and education. Since lending is tied to the Treasury rate, interest rates on loans for businesses, new cars, mortgages, and education will also increase.
And that's where it will really begin to squeeze the economy, and families at the household level will be able to really feel it as well.
And the Congressional Budget Office is projecting that the federal debt will hit over $59 trillion by 2035. In Washington, I'm Christopher Sellis.